The war in Ukraine has entered day 32 and Russia's war machine is not slowing down. The Russian Defense Ministry shared video footage of an airstrike on a Ukrainian Buk missile system performed by an Iskander missile. In Mariupol, residents are hunkering in basements as they try to stay alive amid the destruction around them. Fresh explosions were reported near Ukraine's western city of Lviv as President Joe Biden wrapped up his visit to neighboring Poland. Meanwhile, Ukraine's capital has announced a new 35-hour-long curfew. Kyiv mayor said the curfew will run from 8 p.m. local time on Saturday to 7 a.m. on Monday, with local residents allowed to leave their homes only to get to a bomb shelter. Meanwhile, the southern port city of Mariupol has suffered relentless shelling since Russia began its operation in Ukraine. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed gratitude towards his soldiers on National Guard Day. Zelensky awarded troops and had photos taken with them. So this is the situation on the ground in Ukraine on day 32nd of the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Yesterday, the western city of Lviv was in fact attacked by Russian forces. Remember, Russia has been trying to make inroads into key Ukrainian cities like Kyiv, the capital city, which has been surrounded from the periphery, the outskirts, but the Russian forces haven't managed to enter the city. The Ukrainian forces holding fort and ground in the key Ukrainian cities. Lviv is a western city which is used by many, in fact, to escape out of Ukraine into neighboring countries like Poland, Romania, Hungary, Slovakia and others. This is a report my colleague Rajesh Pawar, in fact, filed from the capital city of Kyiv.
There's still smoke coming out. I'm right now here in the old quarters of Kyiv city. This is wartime, 31st of the war, and people are having a small concert here, and they are trying to find some little joys. They showed up. Focus on the break. It's okay. So this is a small concert which is going on. A friend of mine informed that this is how people in these war times are trying to cope up and trying to find some kind of solace and happiness in these difficult times. Can you consider alongside? Slowly. Keep it there for a time. This is a very ancient cathedral, one of the landmarks of Kyiv city, and this is the old quarter of the city. You can see this. Cobblestones, the streets. This is the old quarters of Kyiv city. This is Rajesh Pawar for India Today on the 31st of the war from Kyiv city.
We are here in Donetsk. That's the Z sign on most of the cars here in Donetsk. What does Z denote? Z denotes independence. Russia and the breakaway factions of Donbas region, Donetsk, what they call Donetsk People's Republic, DPR, are together fighting the Ukrainians. And the two signs that they use are signs that Ukraine also recognizes distinctly as being anti-Ukraine, which is V for victory and Z for independence. In Donetsk, you will not see a lot of V signs, you'll see Z. Why? Because the call is for independence. So a lot of cars over here that you see have the Z sign, only saying that they do not want to remain with Ukraine, they want independence, something that Russia supports. Why? Because having a pro-Russia Donbas region means security for Russia, with a pro-Western or pro-West tilting Ukraine that certainly has not gone down well for Moscow, and with the kind of increased involvement of West with the Ukrainian authorities in Kyiv, it seems like this call in Donbas is supported and backed by Russia. The journalist Satya Rautre in Donetsk, Geeta Mohan for India Today.
Now, as war enters day 32nd between Russia and Ukraine, US President Joe Biden's Poland visit comes as a massive statement against the Russian aggression. From visiting US troops guarding NATO's eastern flank to witnessing the humanitarian toll of the Russian war firsthand, Biden took stock of the war that has put the whole world on edge. Here's a report.
a month into Putin's invasion in Ukraine, defiant despite reverses. And now, US President Joe Biden's Poland visit comes as a massive statement against Russian aggression. From visiting US troops guarding NATO's eastern flank to witnessing the humanitarian toll of the Russian war firsthand, Biden took stock of the war that has put the whole world on the edge. After meeting the refugees who fled Ukraine amid the Russian assault, the US president did not hold back.
You're dealing every day with Vladimir Putin. I mean, look at what he's done to these people. What does it make you think? He's a butcher.
In a first since the start of the war, Biden held a meeting with the Ukrainian ministers in Warsaw, sending across a message of solidarity for President Zelensky leading Ukrainian fight back.
President Zelensky was democratically elected. He's Jewish. His father's family was wiped out in the Nazi Holocaust. And Putin has the audacity, like all our autocrats before him, to believe that might will make right.
Concluding his trip with an address in the Polish capital with a significant message to the war-torn country.
This war is not worthy of you, the Russian people. Putin can and must end this war. The American people will stand with you and the brave citizens of Ukraine who want peace.
Biden also dared Putin to keep his sight away from NATO.
American forces are in Europe, not in Europe, to engage in conflict with Russian forces. American forces are here to defend NATO allies. The reason we want to make clear is their movement on Ukraine. Don't even think about moving on one single inch of NATO territory.
The West has piled sanctions on the Russian economy, and it's already crumbling under its weight. Biden has made it clear that the squeeze won't stop.
Russia's economy was ranked the 11th biggest economy in the world before this invasion. It will soon not even rank among the top 20 in the world.
With the war entering the fifth week, will the economic cost deter the unbendable Putin? Most crucially, will Biden's biggest ultimatum turn the tide for this war? Or will it make the US-Russia Cold War red hot?
US President Joe Biden's speech here in Poland, in Warsaw, was well received by a large number of people who said it gives them hope that the US stands with Warsaw, with Poland, with NATO countries. But there is a fear. The fear is, what about Ukraine? The fear is that what about the military hardware? Humanitarian assistance worth $1 billion for Ukraine is very good. But what about the military hardware that Ukraine requires very desperately to continue fighting with the Russians? Ukraine has demanded additional fighter jets. It's demanded the S-300 missile defense system. It's also demanded additional tanks. Will Ukraine get it, or will the fight remain restricted to small arms or the Javelin anti-tank guided missiles? That question remains. Gaurav Sawant in Warsaw, Poland for India.